Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Defense of the Patients. Feels good to say it, feels good to be here, feels good to be recording. I'm Cyphus, that's Roland.
Yep, been waiting for Denny for fucking 5 years. Hello.
Oh, boo-hoo. Oh.
Is that really like irresponsible?
I was gonna call you. I was trying to remember what Wazoo called you on that Christmas episode. I think it was Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, Cindy Lou Who's gonna cry."
Yeah. At Christmas. Will you pass me that Diet Coke there, Roland? Will you do that for me real quick?
Yeah, here you go.
It's got stuff in it? Will you give me the full one that I brought there?
Yeah. I was keeping this for me.
Oh, that's my Diet Coke. Yeah.
Audrey's also in the house.
Yeah, Evanwood sitting over here. To
my wife's over in here.
Hello.
The room is
listen.
The room is Audrey like always has radiance equipped. I feel like you take burn damage if you're near her.
Started off nice and became rude.
I thought you were going to talk about her warm glow envelops us all.
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about how beautiful I was.
It's an expensive item. It's hard to get, but you know, like, but you know.
So this is going to be a double release day. It was not planned to be that, but we wanted to get going on these casual
Saturday
shows.
casual. You guys everybody was like, yeah, give us them casuals.
Is that what?
Give us them casuals.
So I'm glad to be back doing this, even if it is on Saturdays, and even if we end up being
the flagship show got bumped to the worst day.
But like, I don't have I since we switched over and you and I stopped doing this. There's no show where I get to talk about Dota. I'm interviewing people in the Dota community, and you know, I guess I occasionally I'm
I think we kind of meant for it to be that way.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
People think that you suck at Dota.
Well, Audrey thinks you suck at Dota, and she's new.
They don't care about what you have to say.
Audrey, 15 seconds, Denny's Dota.
Okay. Denny thinks that he's the best at Dota, and so when he's playing a shitty game, he blames it on everybody else, and he's like, no, it was that Ricky. But really, it's just him.
Word. See, that's why I married her. Feathers of a flock fly together, or whatever. Flocks of feathers are falling faster.
Not that I'm good at the game.
But you're good enough to diagnose a shitty player.
That's fine. I'll just sit here and take it today.
Well, I mean, you don't really have a leg to stand on, so.
Sure.
You were looking for one, and you were like, "You're right."
No, I think, I think that me being bossy in games
comes across as you being annoying and bossy.
Sure,
yeah, it comes across exactly as you mean for it too.
Well, you know.
And I don't think it gets things done or helps.
I think it gets things done. I frequently end games where people tell me, "Thanks for your leadership." I had that just a couple of games ago.
I've never once seen that, but...
You have seen it. You've been there for it. But more likely than not, you probably don't see it very often because you're always doing the patented Roland strategy of throw your body at a tower until it dies.
Oh, and when your only calibration game...
Of all of us.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
I do.
All the time.
I remember people being like, if you can just get your deaths under 10 per game, if you can just get your deaths under 20 per game, you might be...
YOLO, like that's how you play.
That is how you play. You are a YOLO guy.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I'm sorry, I enjoy video games.
Okay. So, what... No. So, I mean, if we're going to get into it, let's get into it. The only complaint I would have is that I feel like, and this is from watching you on stream too. I mean, like I get to watch you on stream quite a bit these days.
Stream stalker.
It's fun. It's nice. It's I enjoy watching. It's fun watching, and because it kind of made me realize, I guess I just kind of like watching Dota, even if even if it's not pro Dota, even if it's
What are you talking about? It's not pro Dota.
Even if it's just Roland Dota, it's still enjoyable. And, your streams in particular, which we should plug because you do them every day, about 12:30 Eastern, roughly.
That's when I'm supposed to start. And Audrey's like, wakes me up and she's like, "You're late." And I'm like, "Get out of here. Sleeping."
Yeah, pretty much. That's right. And I've been up all day taking care of his son.
No respect.
I have great respect for King, Queen.
No respect.
Great leader, great general Audrey.
But you can check out Roland's stream on Great Leader on twitch.tv/.ptv. But watching your stream, the thing I've noticed, and you do it no matter what hero you're playing. I even saw you trying to take down solo a tower as Storm Spirit the other day, and this is where I think it gets like semi-comical. Like, I get like Storm Spirit's great at split pushing, and you were incredible at getting those lanes pushed up to the tier 3. But like there would be a team fight going on, and I feel like Storm Spirit's one of the heroes I would want zip zapping around in the team fight, but you were like just top lane, just trying to push down that tower or wreck down the tower solo, right clicking the tower. But Storm's not really a building hitter.
No.
But it works super well. Like, I mean, obviously it worked well with your Meepo spams. Because, I mean, Meepo is a tower hitter, and because, can be because there are 5 of him, let's face it. Your CK game the other day, like CK can be a tower hitter.
I was being smart about it, though. Like, I was waiting for a fight to break out top. I was smoking to get as close as I could to the wave, revealing super quick, pushing down the wave, hitting Armlet, hitting Phantasm, hitting Manta, taking a Rax. And then you guys lost that fight, but they lost the Rax.
Right. Yeah, and
it was awesome.
And that happened twice, and then after it happened that twice, we all kind of grouped and took the.
And we were able. They just
that was left,
and they all had more net worth than us. The kill score is like 30 to 60. I want to say it was like 30 to 52.
Or I think it was like 30. I guess
we were 30. They were 52. So they had like they should have won that game.
Yeah.
And then the counterpoint is that, well, what would have happened if you would have just fought with us instead of split pushing and taking down towers?
No,
would it have been different?
In that game, I think we could have. I do think we could have won more efficiently fighting collectively. That being said, I have no complaints about that game in particular. But there are situations where I feel like you're playing heroes that aren't necessarily building hitters, and I wonder if, like, with your play style, because it is effective when you do it. Like, I'm not arguing that. I just wonder if, like, maybe that should be where you are focusing your hero pool. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's where you need to be focusing your limits on what you're willing to play, as opposed to, being that split pusher tower hitter as, say, a Storm Spirit. You know what I mean?
And like I was telling you earlier, I love them all. It's like picking a favorite child. I know a lot of people do it and they say they love them all, but I truly do love them all, with the exception of like that one bird hero. That people like to, like, I'm gonna go get a massage. I mean visage. And it's like, no, it's visage, dog. It's not visage. I would love a final confirmation on 2 things. Well, mostly one thing. Desolate or desolate?
It's desolate for sure, because that desolate is a word. Desolate. Like, this is a desolate desert, and it's about being lonely or alone or desolate, sparse or nothing around.
Okay, so if it's used as a verb, it's desolate. If it's used as an adjective, it's desolate. Of a place deserted of so desolate, adjective. Of a place deserted of people and in a state of bleak and dismal emptiness. Desolate more. Desolate. Make a place bleakly and depressingly empty or bare. The droughts that desolated the dry plains.
Where are you seeing a pronunciation guide next to it?
Yes. I'm seeing a pronunciation. If it's a verb, it's desolate. If it's an adjective, it's desolate.
What is give me the spelling on the pronunciation guide for that, for desolate.
DES upside down E, L, A with a bar on top, T. Late.
I think that's a desolate still.
No, it's not. It's not desolate. It's not desolate. It's desolate. I promise you. That's what that means with an A over top. Okay. We're going to turn the computer on and we'll have it read. Desolate pronunciation. Here we go. Let me start recording on the computer because this is redonkulous. Here we go.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
When does it start?
Desolate.
Wait, there's...
Desolate.
Desolate.
But there's 2 ways...
Desolate.
There's 2 ways to pronounce this fucking word. Here, I'll find another one. There's 2 ways to pronounce it.
Go, I think it's desolate. I mean, and it's okay.
Desolate.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't care then.
Desolate. It depends on if it's a verb or an adjective. And it would be a verb.
Would it?
Yeah, it would. You're doing it, aren't you?
Or is it the noun, like, of an ability? You know what I mean?
It's not an adjective. Because only an adjective is where it's desolate. So I'm right. Everybody else is wrong.
Okay.
It's
I don't care.
It's desolate.
I just don't care.
Because you're wrong.
No, I just genuinely I don't care.
But you're
I just
wrong.
Don't care.
But you're wrong. Cambridge Dictionary.
I'm gonna go with it's fine either way.
Desolate.
Desolate. Desolated.
Desolated.
Desolately.
Who cares?
Desolately.
Like, move past it.
It's hard to move past things like this with any of me.
Why?
Because-
no, only for you. I'm already ready to move past it.
Okay.
No, so but this does bring up another interesting, thing.
I mean, I just want Ice Frog to step in and be like, I
Yeah.
meant for it to be desolate.
Yeah, sure.
Or I meant for it to be desolate.
Yeah, well, he has stepped in. Was it on one of Breaky shows maybe where they were talking about Aegis versus Aegis, and his whole thing was I wanted to be
And you
Aegis.
hear Aegis, you hear Aegis, you hear...
Ice Frog has stated he prefers Aegis, even though he knows there are even though it's based on an actual thing.
All right, here we go. All right, let's
Oh my
see.
gosh.
This is what a casual show's about, babe.
This is what it's about. He says that he prefers Aegis, even though he knows that in lore and in reality that there is another pronunciation. And I believe,
Aegis.
yeah, Aegis.
Aegis. Hold on, let's hear one.
Aegis.
I will never say Aegis. It is Aegis or
I prefer Aegis as well.
Or
I'm with
Aegis.
him. Yeah, I always,
Aegis or Aegis,
Aegis
or
works.
immortality or one extra life. Just don't say
I prefer Aegis.
like Aegis.
But anyway, all of this reminds me something that's been just at the forefront of my mind in Dota lately, and that is how drastically you do need to change your play style depending on the hero that you've selected. Like that, I don't think that there's an appreciation for that often at lower MMRs. That like you can't like look at that sniper that we played with recently.
His positioning was
dick. Awful. He
Yeah.
was getting.
Can I say his
close.
positioning was dick? Like
Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay, yeah, his positioning sucked.
I mean, he was getting really close. He wasn't hanging back. He had crazy range.
Yeah,
He
had a dragon. Like, why are you buying a dragon lance, dude?
Well, you would see him. Yeah, right. He had Dragonlance plus he had maxed out take aim. I mean, it's take aim, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
No, I think it may be take am. Take om.
That's not what I meant.
Okay. Yeah.
But we would be pushing a Rax, for instance, so that when we were pushing that mid lane Rax, he could have been hanging back and just pinging that thing.
Well, I was playing Centaur, and there's a sniper, and we are sieging high ground, and I'm like, I'm gonna stand on high ground, and I'm gonna provide you vision. I have a pipe. I have blade mail. I have return. I have a vengeful that it can swap me. I have a vengeful that can.
No. I was Omni that game.
Oh, Omni. I have an Omni that can heal me, that can ult, that can repel me.
Right.
All I want you to do is from low ground with your Desolator that you do have and your Mjolnir that you do have is shoot at buildings, not heroes, not creeps, not shrines.
Well, but he would.
Those are buildings, but important buildings, racks and towers.
There are going to be some people out there who are like, well, maybe he wanted to get onto the high ground to avoid the mischance. Yes.
No.
You would think so. But what this guy did instead is he would move. He could have hit it from ages away, from miles away, but he would move up to the very bottom of the stairs to shoot from the bottom.
And
of
then
the
he'd
stairs.
bitch about Omni being bad or that I need somebody to tank for me, and I'm like, I am covering the entire staircase with my Centaur body. Okay, I'm making sure that your sniper ass is covered.
He wanted somebody to tank, yet he was standing most of the time. He was standing next to you,
and I was holding on to ult too, in case somebody collapsed on him or something. And I had Ags, so they were taking way less damage.
That guy was just generally pissy though, because he got really pissy with me whenever I didn't. He had Aegis, whatever you want to say,
Aegis of the Immortal.
So he had the Aegis, and he got doomed. And he was down to his last shred of health. He got doomed late. Like, he got doomed when he was at about a third health. And he got down to his last little shred. And I saw it. And I had heal off of cooldown. I had purify off of cooldown. I saw him and I thought, meh, this guy's got Aegis. What am I going to do? I'm going to pop my heal on this fucker so that he can die anyway, because Doom was going to last long enough to negate my entire heal. I knew that. He was going to die regardless, so I was like, fuck it, and I burnt the heal on somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And he was livid that heal didn't go on him.
Yeah, you were the worst Omni Knight anybody had ever seen. Although you played excellently, in my opinion.
We were wrecking. That fucking combo of Omni Knight Centaur offlane
Omni Knight Centaur offlane
is dumb fun.
It's way fun.
Everybody wants
Here's
to do
the idea, guys.
Everybody wants to Omni heal bomb, right?
Stomp, heal,
hit people.
No, the double edge.
Double edge.
And against the Terrorblade, that's enough.
Against most lanes.
Yeah.
Like that combo got run against me at one point, and I remembered thinking instantly in that moment, I will do this at some point because this is brutal.
And we wrecked for sure.
That's maybe some of the most fun I've had running a dual.
I mean, you were an Omni Knight that's like, should I get a Lincoln's? Yeah. And it's like, whenever you're an Omni Knight thinking that, you're probably doing well.
Well, the Lincoln's was a necessary item, I think,
because of Doom.
Yeah, because of the Doom,
and because Doom's like, I know, guys, check this out.
Don't worry.
Omni Knight does these spells that hurt us, right?
We're currently
no, come on, gather around. Omni Knight has these spells that hurt us. I'm gonna Doom him, and he can't do them, and everyone's like, holy fuck, dude.
Well, how many times have you been playing Doom versus an Omni Knight, and all anybody tells you is
just Doom the Omni Knight.
Doom the Omni Knight.
Or if you don't Doom the Omni Knight and you have like an actual good Doom target that you're like, you're gonna get a kill, and they're like, should have Doomed the Omni Knight, and it's like, and then alternatively you get the people that are like, okay, I am only going to Doom the Omni Knight and run past like 7 heroes. That's not even possible, but run past like 7 heroes and like 80 illusions just to Doom the Omni Knight and die. And then the Omni Knight's like, all right, there's a fountain, or there's a shrine right over here. See you, Doom. Thanks for the free kill.
And what's funny is, he was doing, like, that was his goal. He got 2 Dooms off on me before I got my Lincolns up. And then I burnt like 3 Dooms. Like,
I know. He just didn't get it. He's like, wait, this thing keeps blah. When I do Doom, maybe I just need to try it again.
But Proud was talking recently, was it might have been Proudland, might have been Theorycraft, but talking about like how it's a waste with Doom. If you're going to Doom somebody, you don't want to Doom beneath you, like on the farm priority. Does that make sense? That if you run offlane Doom, you're at 3. If you're burning your Doom on the 5 position Omni Knight, we've now, since Doom is all that Doom does, you've basically now traded your offlane's full suite of capabilities to eliminate a 5.
The way I remember that discussion is that he doesn't have an ability to pop Lincolns anymore or something. No, you Doom Omni. And
I would love to, I'd love to get Proud's read on that.
I mean,
feedback on that.
If there's no Omni in the game and their offlaner is like well,
he was saying it's fine, like if you're
like
running,
a bristleback or something, sure, like it sucks to just be taking a ton of quill damage in fights.
Doesn't it make sense though? If you think about it from a logical perspective, right?
It's not all Doom does, but it's Doom's ultimate.
It's mostly what Doom does.
Doom has area of effect damage. Doom can build in a really... Doom is like your utility belt hero. Doom just needs to stay alive, but using Doom, you use it on Omni if Omni's in the game, for sure. Like, you use it on the guy who can keep everybody else alive.
Sure.
That's just logical.
I'm not saying that...
Like,
I'm not saying that it's bad to Doom and Omni.
Like, you're going to church too often, dude, and like you're buying into that too much. Is the way I think.
I get what they're saying. Like, it does make sense
but
to me.
Not in Omni Knight circumstance.
I would want to trade up,
or like a Shadow Shaman. A Shadow Shaman's about to place Serpent Wards, and he's totally a 5. Doom him, so he can't do it.
But maybe I would be better off dooming that Jug who's got an Omni Slash. Maybe I'd be better off...
Jug can just still stand there and fight, though. Shadow Shaman literally can't do anything. Like, Shadow Shaman can't CC, Shadow Shaman can't push.
But everybody else can do their full suite of spells, and at the end of the day,
and you can still, like...
carries are doing a lot more in that fight
He never said that on a show with me, and if he did, I was like, I had my head down on the desk or something, and I was like sleeping, because I don't remember that at all.
But, anyway, I bring up all of this, and all this gets brought up, because the one thing I feel like I keep noticing in pubs, and like I even noticed it, like I was talking about playing with Rin, like Rin's killing it on Lich. It's like I almost never... I can't think of a time we've lost a game where we ran Lich Spectre, actually, other than the Centaur Omni Knight. Mm-hmm. I can't think of a game. But she wants to start playing different heroes. I get it. She's at that stage where like she wants to branch out. She wants to try some different heroes. She even wants to like move up the rung of farm priority. So she's been picking up Necro. But the problem is she's spent all of her Dota time learning the positioning and positioning of a 5, and not even just the positioning of a 5, but like the positioning of a ranged 5, of a Lich. Like Lich hangs out at different points during the laning phase than a Necro does. Lich wants to be at different positions in a team fight than an Ogre Magi does, right?
Yeah.
And I see that all the time, and I don't think I don't know, there's not an appreciation for what you need to be doing or how your play style needs
like,
to adapt.
I'm trying to think like, okay, I'm a 4 Necro. I'm supporting a Spectre Lich, let's say. Like I am the 4 to a Spectre Lich lane. What am I doing as a Necro? And that's that. Like I guess because you have to be in close quarters to do Death Pulse.
Well, and with a Lich, she can hang back and Frost Blast from a decent distance.
Or Lich, not Lich. Sorry. The hero's name again, please.
Necrophos.
Thank you. In a sentence, please.
That Necrophos pwned me.
Okay. Like he needs level 6. I mean, Heartstopper is something like Necro's just like. He shouldn't be a 4. I think Necro's a 3.
I do too. I think.
I don't think Necro's an anything really, but like, think about it. Like try and build a draft where you have to put Necro in it and make it a good draft. You know what I mean? Like Necro's sick good in pubs. Like he gets the ags and you're dead forever.
Laner,
but it's like laning like. Like how do you lane him? I don't know. Like just have him walk around and pick up bounty runes, then get level 6.
No,
I don't know.
I think he's better off in like a dual offlane position.
Maybe like dual offlane. Like,
but my point still being, she needs to do something different with him. And I say all this because
I wish she wasn't playing Necro. I wish she was learning something useful.
Yeah. Well, I convinced her
and
to
not like
up.
Literally cancer in game, cancer out of game, cancer while you're playing the cancerous hero. Like literally, that's what
I convinced her to start picking up CM because I think CM's a little more in that wheelhouse for her as far as like it's still a 5. It does some different thing. She does some different things.
She should play if she wants to like get shit done on a 4. Like she can watch a ton of videos on Enigma. She can. I will tell you, it's not that hard. To do Enigma.
I worry about throwing the extra micro at her because she's reluctant.
You don't even have so I didn't micro when I played Enigma. I made Eidolons and they died. You know what I mean? And like and then eventually my Eidolons got strong enough where they didn't die because I leveled up. Like if she wants to have fun as a 4, like Enigma or
I'm trying to get her to pick up Warlock because I think she'd enjoy Warlock even as a 5.
Sure,
but even Warlock, she worries about the micro. She's
micro. What micro?
She just any other unit that she has to worry about controlling other than the hero itself.
You just kind of click on it. And you just kind of like go attack this line, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and what I kept telling her was like,
but I understand.
If you're dropping it in a team fight, it's gonna do its thing anyway.
I mean, I still remember the day when I first played Anti-Mage, and I was like, so how do I know if they have low mana? It's like you click on them, and I was like, "Whoa, this is definitely out of my like. I can't do that." And play.
It's weird to think of the days where like I didn't because it did feel like so much extra work to left click on every hero in the fucking game to figure out what they had.
Yeah,
but now it's a little more second nature, obviously.
Yeah,
and you're doing it out of curiosity, like when you know.
But it was like I don't ever do that, and so I have to do that.
How will I do that?
And that's just clicking on a hero and being like, he's low mana. Yeah. Spacebar back to my hero. Use my button on him.
But I guess so to bring it back to your split pushing stuff. Like, I mean, you've been even doing that in the sense that like you play those heroes despite their different like capabilities and requirements in changing up play styles with like almost an identical play style.
I play heroes Yeah, like look at since I've started, like I'm like Veno's a great mid laner, and like ever since I started, I've wanted to make heroes go places they shouldn't, and it doesn't work until I found Veno jungle,
But I mean,
and then I was like, this shit works.
do you think if we went and pulled up,
What was that? What's going on over there, babe? Are you alive?
My pants
That
got stuck to some sticky shit that was on the desk.
that sounded like you're.
Wipe off the desk. when
Oh
you
yeah,
fall.
there's a bunch of stick. I spilled the Coke and didn't clean it up,
oh my God.
and it's just kind of coagulated there.
Relaxing.
But that's a part of the desk I don't use, so why would I clean
I
that?
wouldn't worry about
I
that.
just used it and my pants stuck to it. And
It sounded like your dying noise, like.
No, it was so gross. It's so gross. And little.
Well, it's so hot in here; it's probably bubbling and boiling
little
on that
pants-
table.
Little pants fibers now are stuck. My pants are sticky, but there's some black shit on the desk.
Oh,
now
that's
from
funny.
From my yoga pants.
Well, you haven't ordered me to clean it yet, so I haven't cleaned
You
it.
got to put that order in, boss.
Yeah.
I haven't even get you to clean inside.
Yeah,
Let me just tell you guys something. Are you fucking serious? You're fucking 30 years old. When something spills, you wipe it up. You see it spill. I don't get it.
I didn't see that one spill, boss.
Oh, Denny's the dirtiest. We all know that. Look at his. He has a nice Mustang that is shitty inside.
It
dude.
actually looks really good right now.
Really.
Yeah, fully cleaned.
I almost want to put a towel down. Like when I sit in your car. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I went and got a.
I want to be like, no,
vacuumed everything.
no
yeah.
offense, bro, but I'm gonna bring a towel with me so I don't have to sit on your seats, okay? Because I feel like my clothes are just gonna get filthy
Yeah.
if I sit on
Yeah.
your seats. But
Okay.
sure, does it smell like osium?
It smells good right now.
Yeah.
actually. No, I fogged it.
What is fogging it?
So like, I mean, like kind of what it sounds like. I went and bought this thing. You pull a pin on it. You put it in the center of the car. You run the AC with the recirculation setting on. You just put it in. You pull the pin, and it just like sends this.
You
air
smoke
freshening-
bombed your
yeah,
car?
Smoke bombed the
That
car.
sounds dangerous.
You
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
You don't sit in the car while it's going on.
How long does it take?
You do it for 10 minutes.
What if there's an emergency?
Well, then you'll open the door and let it all go out and deal with it. But yeah, you pull the pin, you let it sit for 10 minutes.
Where
and
do
then
you
I
get
had
one of
to,
these?
At AutoZone. I just went
That's
down to
cool,
yeah.
dude.
No, I don't think it's cool. Don't do that. Because
I'm gonna do that to the
No,
Subaru
it smells great.
right away.
Like the car
Well,
smells
I have-
amazing now.
Bath and Body Works car air fresheners in both of them.
Those things are
cars.
shit.
They
Like
are delicious. Lemon.
this, you open it and you're like, that smells good, and then never again. We still have the new car smell though, and I like that. Like it still is. It's
no, we
lingered.
don't.
Yes, we do.
It smells like lemon. It smells
like
like
lemon.
It smells like
No, the
fresh.
fogger
freshly
was awesome.
manufactured
I would recommend the fogger.
parts.
I would
That
recommend the
sounds
fogger. Then you let it
good.
air out for 15 minutes, and then you can. It's a 25-minute process, but like
Sounds
it
dangerous.
was nice, and it smells great. I mean, it's amazing.
And you like vacuumed it and everything.
Yeah, I went and got a lot of upholstery cleaner.
Doesn't fix your shitty bumper falling off.
No,
dude.
it doesn't. I got to get that bumper thing.
Do
fixed.
you regret being like one of those guys?
No. I love that car.
Audrey, what do you have to say about the Mustang
Well,
and living in Utah?
yeah, that's the thing is I just I don't think it's very practical. I mean,
No.
there's lots of
Mm-mm.
snow here. I like a practical, safe vehicle. I like to know that I have freaking at least all-wheel drive. You don't have to have four-wheel drive, but come on, he had the choice
Yep.
when he was first choosing
Yeah.
the Mustang.
You could have got a cool car
Between the
instead of a
Mustang-
shitty
no,
Mustang.
Between the Mustang and a Jeep Liberty.
I feel like you're living in the past.
I'm not saying
I
that
love
a
that
Jeep
Mustang.
Liberty's
It's so
a
much
great
fun.
car. I don't know.
So
I'm
much fun to
not
drive.
a Jeep driver. But let me tell you something. If that Jeep had all-wheel drive, and when you're slipping and sliding in your tail of your car's wiggly waggly all over.
I
the
mean, it's
street,
only ever happened like twice.
twice,
All I'm saying is like I feel like you're living in like the past for sure. That like Mustangs, I think were once cool.
Mustangs are still cool.
No, they're not.
There's a
They're-
huge community
they're-
that's
no.
built around there, and I'm not even one of
You know
those
what's
guys.
you know what's cool?
I'm not even one of those.
You know
guys.
what's cool? A car that puts out 0 emissions. That's cool. Okay.
I'm with you.
Says the guy who
Look,
drives
I
an
drove the
SUV.
fucking
Yeah, we drive an SUV, but that's for safety
I
for our
drove
child.
The hybrid Civic for a long time, and that thing fucked me over and over and over.
You know what's
again.
cool? A Tesla.
Sure, but
Okay.
a Tesla's way more expensive.
They're
than a
actually
Mustang.
not. No, not that much
Yeah.
more.
You have to get on the list for the $35,000 one.
Aren't they making cheaper ones, like $25,000 ones?
No, the cheaper one is the $35,000 one, which is really actually inexpensive.
It
for a
is
car.
inexpensive
Regardless,
for a
I picked that car
cool
up
car.
for like 15, 16 grand. It's fun as fuck to drive.
You
It's a
paid that
manual
much money for that?
transmission. Yeah,
He's a bad
absolutely.
driver.
Oh, dude, I feel like I go to Toys R Us and get a better car
Oh my God.
than your
Love
fucking
that
Mustang,
car.
dude.
That car is fun as fuck.
And your transmission,
Mustang-
I give your transmission a year.
No.
Yeah.
I'm already over a year.
No, one more year is what
One
I'm
more
saying.
year.
I give your okay.
Well,
What
I
is the
will say
date?
this.
It's the 5th of May
I
of
will say
2017.
this.
Mhm.
One time, when I was pregnant, me and Rin went to go play Pokemon Go in the streets,
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
and she came to pick me up, and she was in the Mustang. And first of all, I feel really claustrophobic in it, and it has nothing to do against the car.
Well, that's how you're supposed to feel because it's like small
And it has
and
like bucket seats, and so like I cannot see over the dash. I'm a short person.
Well, you can raise the seat.
No, it does. No, you cannot. Raise
Yeah,
the
you can
seat.
raise
no,
the
dude,
cannot.
that car is
It
ridiculous.
goes forward and back. It doesn't
You know what's a
go
cooler
up
car? A
and down.
smart car.
I-
That's a
And
cooler
let
car.
me tell
No.
you, Rin, she can't drive a stick worth shit. It was
Oh, she drives a stick
grinding,
fine.
Grinding, I was like, the transmission is gonna fall out. I'm gonna have to walk.
She
my
hadn't
back
driven a
like an
stick in
asshole.
forever, like so. I mean, maybe, but like I remember her driving that stick really well.
I can't wait where you're like, yeah, the transmission. But the thing is like this model of Mustang just kind of had a bit because when you first started driving that thing, it'd be like,
It was never like such an exaggerator. Such an exaggerator. No, I love driving.
it's so much fun driving this thing.
It was nothing like that at all.
It was like that.
No,
it was like
nothing
that.
like that at all.
I mean, not anymore, but
You're a bad driver.
you are a bad driver.
I
Whatever.
just think that you're.
You used to be like the one you
You
trusted.
used to be the one that drove.
And that's what made you a bad driver is complacency.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't think it's complacency.
no.
I think he purposefully drives bad so that people don't ride with him.
And you're admittedly a dick on the road.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
He's the
Why
guy
would you admit that?
that goes-
Like you are the person that like
No, I'm not really.
everybody
I'm not a
hates.
dick.
You
No,
are
no, no,
public
no.
enemy number
No, no, no.
one.
Okay, so I'm actually not like a dick on the road.
Oh.
But if you're going slow, I'm gonna pass you.
No, he's
In an
the guy-
aggressive
he's
manner.
the guy-
No, I'm just gonna pass you, and I'm gonna do it efficiently and swiftly.
Well, okay, efficiently and swiftly is aggressive.
Yeah,
It doesn't. I. You, I can't be held responsible for your interpretation of me passing.
I'm
you.
in your car and I'm just like, oh god, like if we get in a crash, like these paper thin, like probably made of plastic
Oh, yeah,
walls
you'll be
in
underneath
this
the
car.
truck.
Is there even any
fine.
metal in that thing,
Yeah.
dude?
That's
I'm pretty sure,
Very
dude.
safe car.
No. Oh, that car
Very
is.
safe.
I'm sorry
You're the
to.
guy who goes in the lane that's going to end to speed up to the front so that you can get.
So you can
No,
weasel your,
I don't really
so you
do
can
that.
weasel your
I
Mustang
don't
ass in,
do that.
and people tell you to
I don't
slow
do
down
that.
at work and stuff like that.
Nobody tells
Yes,
me to slow down.
that
at
happened.
work.
That happened. You and yeah, that did happen.
No, that guy yelled at
You
me to-
are.
No.
You're
I
the
have
dick
been yelled
Mustang
at.
guy.
No.
You're the
Fuck
dick
that.
Mustang guy.
No. People are dicks to fucking Mustang guys.
No.
Let me
Oh
know.
wow.
I will
Oh,
fucking
we're gonna feel
explain
bad
that.
about
Yeah.
the Mustang
No,
guys.
yeah. So
That's
here's the fucking
bullshit.
deal. No,
I
here's
don't
the
feel
fucking
bad
deal.
for you guys.
I frequently get yelled at for speeding when I'm not fucking speeding because
what?
that car
What
looks
speeding?
Fast.
What speeding?
Going over the speed limit.
Oh,
I frequently set
really?
the cruise control on that thing to
For
the
the
speed limit.
How do you do cruise
All the
control?
time.
Is there a cruise
Yeah,
control
of course it's
option?
Cruise control. Yeah.
Well, how do you change the gears?
You don't.
Or you just.
No, you do not understand how gears and cars work. I set it.
I
to
guess
the,
you can probably go to the toy store and just get a new transmission, right?
I
Like
put it in third.
Oh,
What are you
yeah.
talking about? That car
Josh,
is.
Josh,
what?
this is 911.
Why?
Because your dad's calling me. And he's
Answer it.
He's going with the baby, and it's like.
Answer it.
I.
That is not 911, by the
That's
way.
not 911.
Yeah. She says this shit all the time. She'll send me texts that say SOS. And I'm like, what the fuck? All right, go on
All right,
defending your
so
car.
no. I got yelled at. The first time I ever got yelled at to slow down, I was driving through a neighborhood where the speed limit, like it was a residential area.
Children at play, school zone.
Children at play. I was going 25, and I drove past a guy who was walking, who took the time to scream at me, "Slow down."
I'd do the same.
Except that I was going 25 in the 25, and people assume because you can hear the engine, because you can hear that car, and it looks like a fast car, they don't take into consideration that there might be a perception bias when they look at me and
Nah.
assume that I'm doing something.
Nah, dude. That's a straw man right there.
No, it's not a
That's
straw
a
man.
straw
I'm telling
man
you
argument.
A fact. I'm telling you a fact of reality.
Your
Like,
car doesn't look fast.
Yes, they.
No, it doesn't, dude. It's kind of like
you because you have this weird, fucked up, skewed perspective. Your mind
I don't
is
like.
boggled.
I don't like the car
boggled every time I'm with you, and somebody walks up and says, "Hey, nice car."
because I'm like, there's just no this.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Josh isn't a good driver either.
No, he does, and he doesn't know shit about cars.
But at least if I were to get in an accident, I'd live.
So you guys got that 4Runner, that fucking TRD Pro, fucking you can drive
Off-roader.
that thing
It can
up a
crawl
mountain.
through sand. Yeah,
Sure.
it can crawl through sand.
Right.
My
But
dream
Josh
truck.
was under the assumption that people would be walking up to him left and right and be like, "Wow."
No, I
look
was
at
not under
TRD
that
Pro.
assumption.
Yes, for like the
No,
first
I'm not.
2 weeks.
I
For
didn't.
the
I
first 2
don't.
weeks.
I don't
He was
want
like-
people to love
and
my
at one
car.
point he said to me, nobody said anything about the car. And I was like,
what?
yeah, bro, because it's a fucking 4Runner.
It's
I'll
badass.
tell you what.
And guess who's picking you up?
Yeah, when you
Guess who's picking you up?
I know.
Guess who's picking your ass up in a snowstorm, huh? Getting there in 5 minutes, dude.
I know.
Yeah, wow.
That was
Wow.
a bad storm.
Oh, it was a bad storm. How come the 4Runner didn't think it was a bad storm,
He
huh?
doesn't like our Subaru, and everybody loves that car. based on
Everybody's
what
like,
your
sick
car-
ride. And I'm like, look at this ugly Subaru. And then I get in that like 9 miles per gallon 4Runner that's a tank that like, I go over any curb I
You'll be
see.
calling us at the zombie invasion.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Calling us.
I'm
Oh,
not
dude.
saying, look,
I go over curbs all the time and it's a blast. It's invigorating.
Mustangs 1 have an amazing history. All right, with Le Mans.
I feel like that's where you're
24-hour race.
skewed.
Like, no,
I'll tell
it's
you
not
what,
skewed.
I don't hate a Ford.
Well,
I don't hate a Ford.
they do have like there's an engineering history behind those vehicles that is very fascinating and cool, and it's well worth checking out some documentaries on like when Shelby
I won't.
won Le Mans for
I
the
really-
first time,
I
and an
really-
American won Le Mans for the first
I
time.
probably
I don't
won't.
give a shit.
Yeah, I don't care about
drive
that.
what
But
you
it's
wanna
cool.
drive.
Well,
It's not that cool.
It's way
It's a
cool.
car. It gets you places. And yours happens to be really fast, annoying, and you don't know how to shift it, and you're going to need a new transmission by May 15th.
I shipped that
Of
car just
2018.
fine. Been driving it forever. Literally never happens.
Yeah. Oh man, I need it. This car sometimes
Wanna
does this.
know
This is weird. I
why
have to
your dad
restart.
called?
Yeah, why?
He's like, you don't have any formula. And it's like, he's like, I think he's hungry and there's no formula. And I was like, yeah, there's formula in there. What do people just think I don't? And so like every time I go to pick him up from my mom's, she's like, well, I just like gave him a bath. And it's like, do you guys think I don't bathe my own fucking child?
Yeah, he got 2 baths
Yeah,
yesterday.
because she's like, well, I just gave him a bath. I
Well,
didn't
you
think
know.
he was bathing.
People don't like to hear about the baby.
It'll be clean.
They've made it very clear.
Are you
We
serious?
don't have a baby. It's just this loud thing. I call it the loud thing.
That's fucking rude.
I love him. I love the loud
worked
thing.
really hard to bring that.
I worked really. It took me about 2 minutes. I'll say it took me about 1.5, 2 minutes on that.
Anyway,
Initially.
I'm going to take us back to the original start of this conversation and stop
Okay.
defending my Mustang, which is an awesome
Yes.
and fun car. The
And the 4Runner should have got more compliments for sure. And it's a beautiful. It looks like a goddamn.
I'll tell you what, those 4Runners are really expensive.
They're real expensive, and they look like a Star Trooper machine.
yeah,
Like I'm surprised you don't like it from Star Wars aspect.
Sure.
It looks like,
expensive to insure, and it's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
and if it were to roll, we'd be safe because there's like 25 airbags in there, dude.
So,
Your cardboard box would just
airbags
crunch in on you, dude.
Airbags don't always keep you alive. I hope you know that sometimes the force of them.
Yeah.
You've never been
That's
in a
right.
car accident.
No, I
so
haven't.
I don't want to hear about airbags from you.
Didn't you get in a car accident in a
I've been
Mustang?
several car accidents.
Oh,
yeah.
I got fucking
Yeah,
sideswiped,
no,
asshole.
probably because they were like, "Oh, there's a Mustang."
It came up.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, yeah, and our 4Runner.
Yeah, it
That
was
was
a really
right.
shitty day.
And it was.
I
Yeah.
always believe it was the Subaru. Regardless, I'm going to bring it back.
Okay.
Back to Dota.
Okay.
Do you think if we went through and looked at like your last like 25 solo games that you've played?
A lot of them are going to be random. They're going to be all over the place. My
Okay,
versatility is
right.
like 9.9 right
Okay,
now.
so and that good. So do you think if we went back and looked at it, if we looked at the games where you played tower hitters or split pushers, like and
Anything's
that was,
a tower hitter. You know?
right? This is what I'm talking about.
Anything can hit towers, but
you know what I mean, like
go
a
on.
building hitter or a split pusher, somebody that was designed to do those things on their own, that like that worked and aligned with that play style based off of their kit, as decided by some arbitrary independent council of Dota players.
Okay.
and compared that, do you think if we looked at those heroes that you'd have a higher win rate on those heroes over those last 25 games than you do the heroes that don't suit that play style, i.e. the Storm Spirits who can't really right click down a building on their own? So you know what I mean?
I mean, Storm Spirit, depending on how you build them, can.
He's not going to right click down. He's not.
So here's Storm Spirit's advantage. Okay, here's the thing. So you're pushing top, and everybody's fighting top. And say you took the tier 3 bot, I zip down there and take a ranged. It's awesome. And then what it does is it makes the enemy team think like one guy branches off to come deal with me.
Right.
Then the rest are like, oh.
Is it not better for you to zip down there, clear the wave, and let your wave do the pushing rather than you?
I cleared the wave.
There,
I'm dropping remnants, and but
I'm saying like creeps. The wave is what's killing the tower. It's not like Storm Spirits.
So I'm killing the wave too.
Right, I know. I'm saying, but right. My point being, I remember vividly watching your stream where your team was taking a fight, like at the mid tier 3, and you were pushing the top tier 3 solo, and you didn't participate in their team fight. They lost. You took down the tier 3, but you didn't have the damage output. You weren't a building hitter, so it wasn't like you took down the tier 3.
If I recall correctly, they didn't get their tier 3 though. While they were fighting, I did get a tier 3,
they also didn't get their
which
tier
opened
3
our shrines up.
They lost a fight because Storm Spirit wasn't potentially participating in it.
But
like I want you in that fight, right? Like, don't you want?
I probably should have been. I don't disagree.
I mean, this is my point. Like, I'm saying, if we went and looked at your games,
would I have a higher win rate if I played like with my team and normally? Probably.
No, I'm not. Even, no. I'm not. This is not my point. I'm saying if you've got a play style, if you like doing that, if you like tossing your body at towers and split pushing and hitting buildings, maybe
I should play those heroes.
Right. Like maybe your play style would benefit from restricting your.
So
hero
here's the
pool
thing: is people know, so like say I pick like Pugna, or I pick like Nature's Prophet, or I pick something along those lines. There's a dude waiting.
Sure.
Which is why it's fun to play heroes that it's like rather unexpected on. Because there isn't just like a dude that's like, yo, you gotta stay because Nature's is gonna split push. And we do this all the time when we're against the Nature's, where it's like, oh, Nature's is gonna push in bot. Like, make sure, you're watching that. Yes, I'd probably have a higher win rate though.
Right. So my point being, like, maybe
playing traditional like split pusher.
Maybe if people are,
but like what? So the thing is Pugna is really really fast, which is cool. But Pugna relies on abilities to take down towers and is super squishy.
Sure.
And is super squishy. The heroes that I have been playing to take down towers are right clickers.
Right.
Like an anti-mage I would do that with. Like a Sven I would do that with.
An anti-mage I think that makes sense with.
For sure. And
because he is a split pusher. Yeah, you are going to split push and hit building. You're going to clear waves.
Juggernaut,
really
I do it all the time. Juggernaut, I like almost avoid the entire game. I'll tell you, like, I literally pretty much, I'll use Omni Slash and then leave forever until Omni Slash is back.
So my other question would be, do you think that this meta supports your playstyle in that regard? Like, because I do think it helps it. I don't know if it completely justifies it, but I think it helps it. This meta isn't death ball v death ball. This meta is skirmish here, skirmish there, skirmish everywhere. If I can see like, okay, there's a skirmish top and mid, and there's 3 top and there's 2 mid, I'm gonna go bot right now, and I'm gonna get that tier 2. Right.
Or what I've been loving to do since I found out that there was no backdoor protection on tier 1s is I noticed that there's shit going on at like our tier 1s mid and top, and I'll just drop bot on pretty much any hero and just tank the tower and kill it. Because most heroes, like, I don't know, most heroes that I guess I play, I don't know, if it's like 10 to 15 minutes and you farmed well, you can probably take on a tier 1 by yourself to get the wave up there and then de-aggro and take it on. And if I die for a tier 1, that's 1,000 gold for my team, and that's 300 gold for one dude, or more like 250, but like 300 gold for one dude, 1,000 for my team. 800 for my team, 200 for me, right? Like, yeah. So that's the way I look at it.
All right. So
look at it as far as like advantages. Like I am still helping the team by doing that with gold.
Yeah.
And I'm freeing up space.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not arguing. Like, obviously, buildings help teams.
But I'll be honest. Like when I go into a game, it's not my game plan.
Right,
I
but
don't
it's
start the.
always it's always
It's what I end up
happens.
doing
Right,
for
it's
sure.
almost
But I
always
don't.
what
I don't
happens.
think like my plan is to get like S and Y, and then I'm gonna just hit buildings, or Deso, and then just hit buildings.
I think
I
the
just find
only-
myself like I'm not gonna participate in that dumb fucking fight that shouldn't happen there. That's a waste, and I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna just go do something that I can get some gold and that's actually useful.
Sure.
Because one hit on a tower is way more useful than one hit on a hero and dying. You know what I mean? Like if I do 15 damage to a tier 1, I've actually done quantifiable damage. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Opposed to like Congo lining in, or like a late, like I can't TP for 15 seconds and the fight's already started.
But you're talking about a very different scenario though, because more often than not, like it's not like your team. It's not like your team is taking bad fights that you aren't aware are about to be fights. Like you should know if you're watching your mini map, if you're paying attention to where your teammates are, you should know they're about to engage in, say, like I'll go back to the Storm Spirit example. Like you knew they were pushing mid.
Yeah.
You knew they were going to go.
And I knew everybody was defending mid too. And I was just like, I don't want to deal with that. Like I don't want to, because if you want to reference like Proudland or Theorycraft Thursday, like you lose by pushing high ground. And
For sure.
and I guess maybe my thought process during that, I can't put myself in my thought process, but I can put myself. I remember that game and I remember that situation. I was watching what was going on mid while my hero was right clicking a tower and getting damage done,
Right.
while other people weren't hitting buildings and were hitting heroes.
Well, but they were in the midst of a fight. They kind of had to be hitting heroes. You know, like, and again, like,
And then they lost high ground, and I got a tier 3, and then we were able to take shrines. We won that game hard.
right.
Mm-hmm. But
I guess I don't remember if you won that game. or
yes,
not.
I did. That was like my last Storm
I feel
Spirit
like-
game. I promise you, I did. Like, pull it up.
How long do you guys do this for?
Oh my god, about 10 more minutes, because it's hot as fuck in here, man.
Yeah, it got hot really
and it's not
fast.
even summer. Oh god.
Oh, yeah. Well, and all the windows are gone. All the circulation.
Well, it's not like we ever opened the windows.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You can like crack a door.
No, because then there's outside noises. Dota's already logged in.
I know, but there was a client update.
You can't look at previous games.
It's pulling up right now.
Oh, okay.
Dota's loading, or
Um,
it's trying to launch.
Audrey, can you scroll to like my last Storm Spirit game? It was probably my last Storm Spirit game. When are we
Yeah.
talking? How like this is?
I think it was earlier
like-
this week.
Yeah, earlier this week. Yeah, that was an incredible game, as I recall. I think I had like Bloodthorn and like
Yeah, you guys won. It was an hour and 14 minutes.
yeah, that was a really long game, and that was hard fought. And I took it by ratting. I took that game by ratting. I got the last hit on their ancient. Like
yeah,
I was,
but I mean, like, yeah, okay. So this is the game. I remember this because there was a Huskar and a Dazzle, and there was a Huskar who was wrecking on your team. And I guess so. What I'm thinking is like this game went an hour and 15 minutes.
did it need to, or would it have had I
Would it
helped?
have?
I don't know.
That Huskar was
That's super.
wrecking
That's
in those-
speculative,
right?
You
But
know,
I don't think it's that speculative.
it is speculative though.
It's not that speculative because of the hero that you were playing. Like
It's-
your role,
but just agree with it's speculative. You can say it's not that
Of
speculative.
course, everything
On a
is
scale of
speculative
1 to
because we're
10,
talking
it's
about-
we're
but
not.
I think we can. I think that we can objectively
Maybe
say,
my Bloodstone got weaker and weaker and weaker, and I wasn't able to do the things by participating in those fights.
Your Huskar was doing as well as he was doing, and
Why does he need? He was
so
doing that
too
well
was your
without me.
Nyx. Right? Yes, but I'm saying, but again, like this is a justification of a play style that may be to your detriment.
And I still
right?
fought with them. It was just you're talking about one specific instance.
No, but this is a recurring theme in your streams. Is what I'm saying. Like,
not if I random a support. If I random a support, like I've been playing,
Sure.
I random Jakiro recently. And that was a really good game.
I do see you split push even on your supports.
Not like if I randomed Jakiro, I randomed a Bane. I want to say, and that Bane, I definitely didn't like. You can't split push as a Bane.
But regardless, like I just wonder if you had gone to that fight mid that they wound up losing. If you're there, especially with a Huskar that's doing as well as he is, with a Nyx that's doing as well as he is, with two supports that are doing their damnedest to like keep you guys in the game, like would you not have turned the tide of that fight and got way more material and been safer overall as a team?
I don't know. I'd have to watch the replay and see, like, maybe it was the right decision for me to kill that tier 3. That Huskar, obviously, I think it was 17-7.
No, it was 21-11.
Oh, 21-11. His goal was to kill people. His goal was not to hit things. And
Right,
that
but
only
when-
goes so
but
far.
Even with those guys, even with those guys in the pub, and I know what you're talking about. Like you see those guys in the pub all the time who don't get
Like your Maya Tovans. You know what I mean? That like don't know what a tower is,
who
but can
just, like,
fight really
right,
well.
who you just want to scream at and be like, "This game's about objectives.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
game's not like, yes, you're right. You can kill people,
And you're really good at it.
Yeah.
You're really good
you
at
can
Slark.
kill people.
Yeah.
and it is good to kill people, but it's also more important.
But
to take
what
objectives.
does killing people do? What is what is the point of killing people?
Well, right, but
To move on to an objective.
Right, so, and even when, and that's what I was gonna say is even with those guys, yes, that might have been your Huskar's goal was to kill people, but at some point you run out of people to kill. And in Dota, that's after 5 people are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're in that fight and you turn the tide of that fight and 5 people,
I don't know
dead,
if the game would have been quicker or longer. I'm not sure. Maybe it would have been quicker and a loss because my bloodstone would have bled out and I wouldn't have. Who knows? That's fair to
Well, but
speculate
even
on that
still,
point.
like, even if you die, it still might be better for the team that you die and your 1 is still intact. And
But I'm
is
also
taking a
I'm
shitload
also
of
the
material.
2. I'm also the 2. I'm just
Right,
right
but you
next
play
to him.
like you're the 1. You prioritize yourself like you're the 1.
Everybody should, even if you're the
No,
support.
I
Not with
disagree.
gold and experience, but like you should look at yourself as I am the one that is going to turn the tide on winning this game. You should have that confidence going into every game. You should.
And unless that confidence becomes,
I don't mean with like
worry-
stealing farm. I don't take that the wrong way
No,
as
no,
far
no.
as like stealing experience or farm or
But
anything
my
like that. But like,
and I get what you're saying. Like value your life is more or less.
well,
what you're
value
saying.
yourself, value your own play. Make sure you're thinking that you're
But
fucking good.
But there's this negative aspect to all of that where, and I run into this in pubs all the fucking time, where somebody values their own capabilities so much that they just assume my team is poison to even be near.
I'm not,
there,
but everybody
you know.
knows I'm not that way.
Right, but
I'm not like everybody sucks except for me in this.
But
3K.
But it's also shitty to be the guy. It's also shitty to be part of the group that's trying to work together and have a guy who's.
I also don't
who's
think I'm
ignoring.
that way. I also don't think that I'm like, you guys are stupid, I'm doing me.
No.
GG.
I'm not saying that you do it with malicious sentiment. I'm saying more. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, well, that was interesting.
I don't know.
You can go ahead and
I
close
don't think
this.
you're doing it with malicious sentiment, though. I don't.
I'm with the team. Not all
Sure.
the time.
Yeah.
And you're
Anyway.
welcome for the Chaos Knight win, by the way, because that was a loss if it weren't for me.
Okay.
It was. Everybody was worth more net worth than us. Every single player on their team was worth more net worth than our number 1 net worth player.
No, for sure. That I mean, there were elements.
My
Yeah,
rat
absolutely.
won us that
was-
game.
Right.
My CK rat won us that game, and
Right.
everybody
But again,
was like,
"Oh, I know." What I was gonna say it sucks to be part of the crew that's doing something and
"That's
basically
creating me the space too, rat."
yeah, that's being used as bait and
Yeah.
being used as bait without even necessarily like having it coordinated. You know what I mean? Whenever like because there
Then I guess you're the fish at the table, dude. You know what I mean? I guess you're the fish at the table.
But I mean that can bite you in the ass. And
Sure it
hardcore.
can.
It
Like,
can really bite.
Are
you
you
in
my
the
life
ass.
counselor?
No, I'm just trying to. This is all stuff that like I've just been thinking about with
Jesus.
Dota that we haven't had. We've had no.
I know we haven't
We've
been
had
able
no
to talk.
place to even discuss all of this.
I kind of miss not having to do this show after all. After this episode.
No, but like what? So anyway, before we wrap, all this has made me think. Like, what I wonder. I want to try to analyze even my own play style, and it's made me wonder if that should be going into like my current hero pool, the hero pool that I'm utilizing to climb and calibrate in this particular meta.
I've given up though, so I want everybody to know that.
No, don't. Why are you giving up?
Because 800 MMR is like an impossible amount of MMR to climb.
No, it's not.
Oh,
But it's not.
It's well, the thing is, it was pre-baby when I was really high MMR. I was playing a lot of games every single day.
So you think you're worse at Dota than before the baby
Oh,
was born?
absolutely, yes. I'm way less disciplined. Like that was when
But why is that because of the baby?
That's because of less playtime and less playtime with Proud as well. Because when I was playing with Proud, like it was like, I was on a leash, and anytime like I pulled on the leash, he'd pull back, you know what I mean? And be like, no, this is not how you do that. And, and eventually like I was a good dog. Yes, I'm using myself as an analogy as a dog and Proud being my owner.
Sure.
And I got better at Dota because I had somebody tugging on the leash. And then when there wasn't anybody around, I'd test my limits a little bit and see how, I test my limits a little bit. And then eventually I found myself just
People
being
in the
like,
community pinpoint it to a Doom game that you played.
well, it's not a Doom game. It's a Doom series. So I have that
But it
really
was
expensive
a Doom game that like got you going, oh yeah, Doom.
Well, it was a Doom game that I had like almost 1,000 GPM.
Yeah.
And it was like I went Octarine.
I will
Midas.
say I do kind of remember that as like the pit the like
I was at like 3,700
Yeah.
and I won a game with Doom, and then I had a sick Doom set that I got that very rare out of the Warhammer chest. And he looked super cool, and I was like, I can get Midas so early, and then I get that Devour at level 10, and then I get an Octarine, so I can Devour and Midas that much more often. And then that led to a Dark Path. And it was actually Fafnir that came in, and he said, this is going to lead you to the jungle. And it didn't necessarily lead me to the jungle. It led me to the random.
Right.
Which sometimes leads
you
to
had
the
to get
jungle.
a different fix. You were searching for the Doom fix.
Well, but at that point, I guess I was pretty strict on playing like support Lich, support Lion, support.
So is it not something you want to go back to, like treating it seriously when you're?
Well,
playing
my
ranked?
goal was to get 4K before the baby, if you recall.
Sure.
Because I knew that.
But that goal has basically just destroyed.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't
at
care.
this point.
I may care more when you get calibrated. We'll see.
Uh-huh.
But as for right now,
If I can, so I have to spark a rivalry more or less in order for it to work.
yeah, like I don't. I've been playing Dota a long time. I feel like I know a lot about the game.
Absolutely.
Like trivia. If we were to have like Trivial Pursuit Dota 2 edition, I feel like I'd do really well at that.
Yeah.
But as far as like wanting to be 5K or wanting to be 4K, like I imagine if I hit 4K, I'd want to be 4.5K. I imagine if I hit 5K, I'd want to be 6K. It's just not really a goal. Like my goals are more centered around having fun when I play Dota, and making sure
unwilling
Dot grows.
to go back to normal in that regard.
Like playing normally.
Playing normal matches. You know what I mean? Like
no, I won't play normal.
Yeah.
Because that's not fun. I'm not having fun. I need to know that something's on the line. I need to know that, like, whew, thank God for that plus 25. Even though I don't really care, it's like I want my internet points, I guess.
Why?
I don't know.
Get this like
this is my brain works in a weird way, I guess.
Yeah, there's no reason that
Like
that's the
I set a
logical
goal
step.
for myself to get 4K before the baby, and I got 38.24, I think was like the peak, and that's cool. I know it was cool to know that I could play at a very high skill level. That that a few heroes of mine, and Viper being one of those, which is lame kind of, but like Lich, I was a really good Lich, a really 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 good Lich, and some are like, well, there's zero skill cap to that hero. They're actually, the way you skill him, the way you move around, the way you use your ult. You can take a little RNG out of Lich.
Yeah.
And I played like PPD poor. You know what I mean? Like I was so selfless. Like I would spend everything on sentries against Weaver. This is when Weaver was super, super popular.
Yeah.
And just there'd be sentries fucking everywhere. And that's how you beat a Weaver, I promise. Like Vision, seeing him, Sakuchi every single time. And spending and like most supports are like, no, I need to get a mech. And I'd be like, fuck a mech. I need to kill Weaver. I need to make sure Weaver's going to die like anytime he comes up here. And so, I mean, I calibrated at 3150. I'm now hundreds of points below that. 100. I'm like 30 or 3005 MMR right now as it stands. I am, if I lose my next game, I'm not 3K.
Yeah, 3005, 2758 on your party.
Yeah. So
2708.
We'll see. I started losing MMR at a rapid pace when I started playing carry.
Yeah.
So I think I'm definitely a better support, and that has to do with I click around the map a lot, and I feel like that lends a lot better to a support than it does to. I mean, it's helpful to anybody.
I just find it interesting. Like, I guess I would have thought that you would want to.
No matter what, with the personality that like like people view me as, and that I've kind of created for this podcast or whatever, is that it wouldn't matter if I was 9K. I would still be Roland, that goofball that's not good at Dota. So it's like, what do I have to gain? What do I have to lose? Nothing. I'm just gonna have fun
No,
while
I
I
don't
play.
think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. I think there are people that value your input regarding Dota. And
I'm not good at Dota.
Enlightening.
Like,
No,
I'm not good at Dota. And,
none of us is.
But I
good
feel
at
like,
Dota.
but like if I were one MMR higher than Proud's opinion would still be taken over mine. You know what I mean? And and that's how we've set things up, and I'm happy it's that way. I'm not jealous. It has nothing to do with that. I just want to have fun while I play. And I have fun clicking random and getting 200 extra gold.
Yeah.
And I play all the heroes. I do. It's not like I get a hero and I'm like, okay, how does he work?
Yeah.
And that has a lot to do with the Meepo spam. I wanted to be able to random Meepo and at least give it an honest go. You know what I mean?
All right. So real quick, if you were to start taking it seriously again and say restrict your hero pool, who
Lich Venge
are
every
your
time.
heroes?
Lich Venge every time. Lich or Venge, no matter what.
You wouldn't expand beyond those two?
Mm-mm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I would like to have like a...
So Lich would be like if we already have enough CC. Like I'm going to play Lich and I'm going to make sure that safe lane wins.
Sure.
Venge is going to be we don't have any CC and we need CC.
Yeah.
And then I can eventually transition if the game goes long enough or if I need to.
Yeah.
Lich Venge. That's it.
All right.
And that's basically was my philosophy. It was like it's either Lich or it's Venge.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's boring to watch, but I won a lot. I have like a 70% win rate with Lich or something like that, maybe a little higher. And that's over a lot of games. So.
All right. I'm a closer.
Yeah.
You guys want to find us? We're at defenseofthepatients.com where you can see the new website. It is out. It's launched. It's
you can get
live.
You can get mugs, sweatshirts,
Mugs, hoodies, and t-shirts.
T-shirts,
We
yeah,
got a
mugs, hoodies,
men's
t-shirts.
shirt, a woman's shirt, a unisex hoodie, and the coffee mug, if I remember correctly. That's up there for now. All just the basic.
I thought it was just a
new.p logo.
V-neck. That's intended for a woman.
I think it's a woman's V-neck. I think.
Oh man, I shouldn't have ordered one in every color.
You'll be fine. You look good. You look good with plunging necklines. So find us there at defenseofthepatients.com. Yeah, check out the store. Soon we will have the new Amazon banner loaded on there for you guys to come support us. If you had that bookmarked before for some reason, it's a new Amazon banner that's going on the website. So come check it out and start clicking through the website to use the Amazon.
Just click through the website.
And also, let's see, patreon.com/defense of the patients. All the new rewards are out there. You got karaoke-a-thon.
That was
the latest
fun.
episode.
That was a fun episode
That
for
was
sure.
a fun episode.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tons of new rewards. Gabe Gonzo just hit me up. He's one of the last from the previous set of commissioned episodes. He's got an idea for his episode that involves everybody's favorite Grumbo, Growdy,
Okay.
the Grootster. So I think we'll be incorporating him soonish.
Hi, I'm Growdy. Viper.
That's
No,
Growdy.
no, I don't know.
That's your
I can't
Growdy
do Growdy.
impersonation. No, you can't.
But like he jumps into Discord and it's like we're talking and it's like just be like, hey guys, like when you come in, like to the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that we're talking like that any shit's being talked to you, but like now I have to start. I don't know how long you've been in here.
Yeah.
Now I have to like start over. Like,
hey, this is what's
just
going on.
announce yourself, please. Announce your presence.
I like Growdy.
Me too.
You can also find us on Twitter at @p_show. Leave us reviews on iTunes. It is super helpful. It's a great way to help the show for free. You don't have to spend any money. You don't have to do anything.
All right, I'm turning the cooler
Okay,
on.
do it while we finish this.
I'm
we have
turning
several new reviews. We're going to start reading those with the casual show back. We're going to do that. This was a double release day. In the future, it'll just be the casual show on Saturdays.
So hot.
But we had ASN, former KDL champ. Plays a lot with Purge. He came on to let us know about an amateur tournament that he's going to be running with Lyrical. So you can check that out if you're interested in that. I think that's going to be it. Anything I missed? Anything you want to make sure we plug? Good? Yep. New stream next weekend, May 13th.
My wife's dancing, and she looks like a dork, but it's cute.
Stream May 13th.
Huh?
I dance for a baby all day. He thinks I look good.
We both can't dance. Damn, you're looking good.
Okay, before the podcast gets super awkward for you and me.
For who?
The
listeners and you.
Yeah,
Oh.
the people at
Come
home.
here, girl.
Ew.
Slimy.
Yeah. Did I forget anything?
No, I don't care. Just fuck.
defenseofthepatients@gmail.com.
hot.
Oh, the stream May 13th. That's where you're going to tune into. All right, until next time. This is Cyphus for Roland and Evanwood over there in the background shouting all sorts of
Bye.
stuff at us, saying good luck. Godspeed.